can't believe a word you say.
Another way we can contribute to the oneness, rejecting false stories that are designed to separate us from Jehovah's organization. As an example, think about the apostate-driven lies and dishonesties that Jehovah's organization is permissive toward pedophiles. I mean, that is ridiculous, isn't it?
Finished. 5 years later, I'm made a ministerial servant. I was made a ministerial servant, remarried, had another 2 children, started hearing whispers of things going wrong, paedophiles coming into the congregation, being allowed on congregation bus, you know, like journeys to conventions without people knowing. And it was all very disturbing. And then gradually more and more came out about paedophiles to an extent that I started kicking up about it. And the fella was related to the presiding overseer. So he was getting away with it. He'd molested one girl. He'd molested a second girl. I told this fella how I felt about it. He was always Humpty Dumpty with me. There was always this, thing, because I knew what he was done. I knew he was getting away with it. And it all came to an end one day in the Kingdom Hall when I answered up at a Watchtower and he jumped up and grabbed the mics and tried to and attack me, you know, in front of all these people.
Oh, right. So during a meeting, he tried to pick a fight with you.
During the Watchtower study. And all the elders went to his defense, saying that it wasn't his fault. It was my comment. He hadn't done it. They were prepared to go to court with him to say that he had done nothing wrong and it was all my fault. When I reported it to the police, then they quickly wanted to disfellowship me. By that time, I'm recording it. I'm recording it. I got myself a pen, got some of it on, film. I went right through the appeal process, knowing that I'd recording it. He went to court and he had to admit that he attacked me, although all the elders were going to go stand up with him and say it didn't happen. And he got a £400 fine. Had to keep the peace for a year. Interestingly, whilst he was on that keep the peace for a year, Leon went into the Dover congregation, and the fella who attacked me was the same fella who ran across to get Leon, the very same fella who had to be restrained. So, there's a little bit of, and then after that I was disfellowshipped, so I was out, didn't know where I was.
Good morning, everybody.
Howdy.
What's with the outfit?
Oh, well, I'm going to a black powder clinic today. I'm going to teach people how to shoot flintlock guns and throw knives and tomahawks, and I was told to dress the part.
Sounds like fun.
Oh, it's going to be a blast. No pun intended.
But didn't Joe Mama ever teach you not to wear a hat in the house?
Yeah, but who says I listen to my mama?
You're going to hit me in the head with it.
Probably.
Hope everyone is having a great weekend.
Yes. This particular video was entitled The Art of Deception. And I'm going to illustrate. I'm glad that everybody had a good laugh at my at our facilities video. Watchtower's building a bigger and better facilities, and then I went off with the only thing I know about facilities is bathroom humor, and we're glad that we made some people chuckle. But carrying on with that theme, if you've bought a roll of toilet paper lately and you buy the new and improved jumbo size, here's the art of deception. This is the new and improved jumbo size. This is the old, new and improved jumbo size. You see how deceptive everybody is? You're not getting anything new and improved.
They just
You're
made
getting-
the inside cardboard
They
more
made the
larger.
Exactly. So this is the art of deception. Doesn't matter what the label says. This is not new and improved when you can take the old one and slip it in. That's the art of deception.
There's actually a lot of space around.
Oh,
I got
absolutely.
another one here. My yogurt. If you notice, yogurts used to be 6 ounces. Okay? It's the same size container. Now let's see if I can open this without spilling it all over. Look how far down. Well, it's actually moving, but you can see how low the level is.
Yeah.
The ounces on it is only 5.3 now. So, deceptive. You know, the
Deceptive.
container is the same size, same price.
And that's why we went ahead and used Stephen Lett's clip from his broadcast. You know, apostate-driven lies. That's ridiculous. And that's why we took the clip from Eric, JW Struggle. And if you haven't seen this interview, please go and see. Now, Kim and I have to admit, we're just now getting around to seeing it. We happen to be watching it during this morning's breakfast, and it's like, oh my God, this plays in exactly to what we've been saying.
Yeah.
That these men are they're masters at deception, and it goes right into what I said in another video, that these guys will lie and they'll swear to the lie, just like Leon said in this opening clip. Derek said in the opening clip. All the elders were willing to lie to protect the pedophile. We'll even go to a court of law. This is how deceptive Watchtower is.
Yeah. And we want to thank Eric and Derek both, for this interview. And we'll put the link to this down below because it's a great interview. And what's interesting is we love this interview with Derek. You know, we love Derek anyway. Hi to you and your family. But some have called him a raving lunatic and, he's, with the megaphone and just making an ass of himself and all of this. And it's like you watch this interview and you see, no, this is a passionate man, who cares about justice and protecting the children. And he's seen this in the Kingdom Hall.
Well, I think those that make those ridiculous comments that he's a lunatic and everything else, I think they're just in activism for the money.
Yeah.
They're just in it for the money.
Or jealous.
Because they don't want to see Watchtower go down. Because when Watchtower goes down, the money dries up.
Yeah.
And Derek is not in it for the money. Derek is in it to bring these deceptive men to justice. And these guys will go to court and lie. Just like in our disfellowshipping, we got a lawyer in the state of New Mexico to write the Tijeras, New Mexico congregation
and the legal department at Watchtower
a cease and desist letter, because according to New Mexico statutes, that is considered harassment. But did these guys care about what the law said? No. They went ahead and proceeded anyways. These guys need to be held accountable for their bullshit and for the way they treat and abuse people. But yet now you got Anthony Morris in the month of July saying, now call the authorities. Call the authorities. So why did they try to hide it before?
Well, I just want to mention the video that we just did about Elder Gary, and the comment he makes. And he tells Tony, when he gets to New Mexico to find a spiritual, elder or shepherd, whatever, and, that knows the Bible and stuff. Tony and Elder Gary, Because when you come to New Mexico, you have the same problem. In fact, you want to go to Rio Rancho and Elder Trevor? Oh, we all know about Elder Trevor and how he lied to the neighbors that they were not going to block their view with the Kingdom Hall, and boom, guess what?
Kingdom Hall goes up and it blocks the view of a man who's paralyzed and sitting in a wheelchair. That's real loving, Watchtower. See how deceptive you are? You say, oh, we're not going to block your view. Oh, no, we won't. We love our neighbors.
We
See,
want a
love
good
God.
We want a good reputation in the neighborhood.
Yeah, and then you turn right around and destroy it, and just like these elders get a cease and desist letter regarding Mike and Kim's judicial hearing, and the sons of bitches go right ahead along with it in disfellowship us, even with a legalized cease and desist letter. They care nothing about the law.
And
all they care about is their own brand of BS.
And they can't even follow their own rules because in the Shepherd the Flock book, it says that the elders that are part of the investigation or witch hunt cannot be used in the judicial hearing. Well, Elder Pete, who came out here and, talked to me by myself, unannounced,
usurped my
and
headship.
uninvited, was the chairman of our judicial committee. So they can't even follow their own rules.
So if you're a non-Jehovah Witness, or even if you are a Jehovah Witness watching this, wake up. It's more than just bigger and improved. It's absolute deception.
Just like their new building program, that's all it is. Oh, bigger, better Kingdom Halls. We need more Kingdom Halls.
We need to double in size.
Yeah, we need to double in size. It's a deception, dear friends.
Yep.
It's a deception.
That's all it is.
Don't fall for it.
And you've got the words right here from Derek O'Hare. He spoke up in a Kingdom Hall during a Watchtower meeting, and then he was the one that was attacked for speaking truth, for having the guts to speak up and say, hey, this is not right any longer. And yet they still do it, don't they? And this is exactly what I said. This is the threat tactic that these elders inside these little kingdom halls, commercialized kingdom halls, oh, don't get me wrong, it is a commercial building because you are peddling magazines and books for the publishing company out of these kingdom halls. It is a distribution center for a publishing company.
Well, I was going to say, most of the deeds, are signed over to Watchtower Corporation. And they are listed, if you check with county clerks and stuff, most of them are a corporation.
Yeah.
The De Harris, our old Kingdom Hall, is a corporation in the state of New Mexico.
Exactly.
So, it's just amazing.
And I kind of lost my train of thought on that little bit of a rant.
Did you?
I lost my train of thought.
See what happens when you don't have any M&Ms?
I know it. But it just goes to show that these guys, they're masters at that's what I was going to say. They're masters at manipulation. They will use the threat tactic of disfellowshipping. Notice how quickly Derek said that those elders were going to disfellowship him for exposing a pedophile in their Kingdom Hall. And that's exactly what they tried to Kim and I decades ago when we challenged elders lying. We wrote the Watchtower Society, and they put Kim and I in a circle of 13 out. It was just 2 against 13. And at one point, Gilbert Krause threatened my wife and says, now if you don't stop this, we can disfellowship you for apostasy because you're attacking your brother. Shut us right up.
But they attacked us first.
For a moment.
They attacked us first.
Exactly.
And just like Derek here, for those of you who follow his videos and channel, you know that he was arrested for disturbing the peace and harassing the poor witnesses.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Nothing was done to the pedophile.
Yeah.
Nothing was done to the pedophile. And that shows how deluded and how manipulative they are to the rank and file, because the rank and file doesn't have a clue of what is going on.
And I think for the most part they don't want a clue. They want to live inside this little bubble, inside this little box.
That's why that brother that gave the talk on Friday afternoon, where he says that you need to worship at Jehovah's authorized, basically temple, the Kingdom Hall, no matter what abuse you may see. That is how they want the Jehovah's Witnesses. They want you not to see anything. Just look ahead, and only see the organization.
Well, see,
what they want you to see.
But see, this is part of that art of deception, because if you go back and listen to that talk closely, listen to his words. This is the art of deception. See, Jesus continued to worship at Jehovah's authorized temple, despite all the problems he saw. No, he didn't. Jesus spoke out against. Did he not call those religious leaders of that day whitewashed graves?
Vipers?
Vipers, offspring of vipers. Your father is Satan the devil. Jesus was very outspoken about. See, this is why it's easy to get a Jehovah Witness like the turtle poke his head back in the shell when it's being challenged, because they can't defend it. When you know what the scriptures say, Watchtower, and then you hear knuckleheads like this elder at this district convention say, Jesus continued to worship at Jehovah.
And respected it.
Oh, and respected it. No, he did not. Go back and read your Bibles. Read those accounts, and you will see that Jesus Christ absolutely condemned it. And in fact, he prophesied it was going to be destroyed. So if Jesus had that much respect for Jehovah's authorized temple of worship, then why is he condemning it to hell? Figure it out. But see, this is how masterful they are at their art of deception. Because the Jehovah Witness sitting in these convention is so far asleep, they know nothing about the recorded words of Christ, that these idiots, these elders, can get away with saying this stuff, and they know it's going to work. They know they're selling a better and improved product. But the public that's awake and alert to what's going on, you're just selling the same old bullshit. You just packaged it up a little bit differently.
Yeah. Can you imagine someone going up to their elders and calling them, Pharisees, and you're from your father the devil, and you're nothing but the offspring of vipers? Oh my goodness, you'd be disfellowshipped like that.
Yeah. Every account in the Bible where Jesus is at the temple, what is he doing? He's either condemning the Pharisees, or he's doing something that according to the Pharisaical law he shouldn't have been doing, like curing the sick on the Sabbath. See, Jesus was doing something positive and constructive even on the Sabbath to bring hope to those poor downtrodden people that were downtrodden by who? The religious Pharisees that Jesus so openly condemned. So for you to sit here and give talks during your conventions and saying Jesus, despite the problem, still worshiped at Jehovah's authorized temple is nothing but it's a very good attempt at deception. Your words, because you become masters at the art. You've used your words in a very artful, reminds me of someone else, a very artful way to mislead the public.
Yeah, and the reason we put Stephen Lett's talk there at the beginning is because they're trying to tell all the rank and file, these are apostate-driven lies. Well, when you talk to ones, all of us who used to be in this organization and know and seeing all of this going on.
With first-hand knowledge.
Yeah. So, we have no reason to lie about this stuff, because we've seen enough of real incidents that we don't have to lie about anything.
No. So, you know what, Eric, brother?
Derek?
Derek, well, I wanted to give a shout out to Eric. Keep the interviews coming. Kim and I are busy just as much as you are, my dear brother. And I'm sure that you haven't kept up on Kim and I's video just as much as we have not kept up on yours and others, but we have absolute confidence in your work and in your ability and your desire to bring down this Watchtower and Babel crap society, this den of masters of deception. And Derek, brother, keep up the good work, keep up the battle, keep it going, because we're having an effect.
And Leon, too.
By all means.
Because usually Leon is his cameraman.
Yeah.
Of course, Leon's been doing a lot of his own, so all of you, dear brothers.
You know that we're having an effect when people that were never Jehovah's Witnesses hear these things, just like we haven't uploaded it yet. I'm not sure what's going to come first, last night's happy hour or this morning rant. I'm not sure what's going to come first, but we've done a video. We've done a happy hour with James and Shyla, and Shyla relates an experience that she had with one of her co-workers who now wants to learn this nonsense from Jehovah's Witnesses so that when Jehovah's Witnesses come to her door,
She can argue with them.
This is brilliant how this is going to work, because now we're using the very people that Watchtower wants to convert and bring into the cult. We're educating John Q. Public to how these men operate, and now we're using their same source of food, source of income against them. So guys, keep up the work. We're having an effect when worldly people, and I use that term loosely, want to learn what Watchtower is all about, just to confront them when they come to their own doors. This is brilliant. Brilliant.
Yes. So you all have a great weekend, and you have fun at your black powder clinic. And I'll get back to work editing. So
bye.
Love you all.
The final way that Jesus displayed a zeal for true worship is his deep respect for the arrangement of true worship that Jehovah saw fit to use at that time. Now think about it. Jesus could have reasoned, I'm the Son of God. And because of what the greedy merchandisers and their religious backers had done at the temple, I am justified to worship Jehovah apart from the temple arrangement. But as we know, he didn't do that, did he? And why didn't he do that? Because the temple was Jehovah's authorized arrangement at the time, and Jesus knew that God had not seen fit to replace it despite all of the abuses. So Jesus continued his worship at the temple despite the poor conduct of others. Likewise today, we can imitate Jesus by refusing to allow imperfections of others, hurt feelings that might occur to hinder our worship. Rather, we should zealously support pure worship by faithfully attending meetings and associating with the congregation, despite any abuses we might recognize.
Lies. Oh, lies!
Lies, lies, I can't believe a word you say. Lies, lies, are gonna make you sad someday. Someday you're gonna be lonely, but you won't let me around. Lies, lies, are breaking my heart. You think that you're such a smart girl, and I'll believe what you say. But who do you think you are, girl, to lead me on this way? Hey, lies, lies, yeah, baby, I can't believe a word you say. Lies, lies, are gonna make you sad someday.